And today tunaongea history ya Syokimau, yeah? Na kama government ilikuwa justified ku bring down hizo building. But before tuanze na hiyo story, nataka watch clip kidogo tu hapa and then we'll start the discussion. Matatu.
Mwanzo nilinunua hii ploti 2008 na makaratasi niko nazo, niko na documents. Nilinunua pale kunaitwa hapa Mavoko, kuna watu wanauzanga plots. Wakanionyesha wako na ile original documents ya Mlolongo Brothers. Nikatuma agent fulani wakaenda wakaangalia kwa lands office, wakaona hiyo title iko. 2008 nikaanza kujenga nyumba pole pole. Kabla hata nimalize foundation, City Council wakakuja wakabomoa sababu nyumba iko approved. Haya ndio nilisimamisha, nikaenda nikachoresha nyumba ikakuwa approved. Saturday mtu akanipigia simu akanambia kuna watu wanakuja kubomoa nyumba. Nikashindwa, watu wanakuja, hatuna notice, hakuna chochote tumeambiwa. Within the kitu 20 minutes wakakuja wakafikia hii yangu. Vitu zilikuwa ndani, fridge, TV ikavunjwa. Nilikuwa peke yangu, nikupigia marafiki zangu simu, but it was too late. Wengine ni kuiba, vitu zikabomolewa zikaharibika huko. Uchungu wangu mwingi hasa ni nyumba yenyewe. Nimetumia kitu around milioni 6. Wakati ilifika mtu unapewa dual citizenship, hiyo ilisaidia Wakenya sana. Manake mtu unafanya kazi, unainvest huku Kenya, motherland, ndio ukuje uishi kwenyu, uishi vizuri. Sasa watu wale wako ngambo wakiona ati unainvest, juu wengi ni wale wanatumanga pesa, waone unajenga nyumba nafu inakuja inabomolewa, wanakuwa discouraged.
It's a very sad thing having invested your money there, and the Kenya Airports Authority were watching as the buildings were being put up. Then all of a sudden they just decide, let's call the shots. It's very sad and very bad.
According to the way that what that guy is saying, he's saying that in 2008 the place was approved, which means he was allowed to continue with the building. I wonder where the airports authority would have been all this time, because they've been quiet, watching them building, watching them wasting money, watching them taking banks loan. All of a sudden their buildings are being brought down. It's really sad.
Story yao yenyewe ni sad, but unajua pia hao nini kanjo wangecheki kwanza kabla wakianza sasa nini kunda hizo ma buildings, at least kutoka hapo ndio wangesema nini nyinyi mfai kujenga hapa. Lakini sisi zile washamaliza buildings zikakuwa already zishamalizika, ndio naanza kuleta story.
I was once introduced to those lands, but I didn't buy, and they were quite cheap. And the question is, were we buying from Nairobi City Council or were we buying from Mavoko? Yeah, that was the question for me. And I decided what is cheap might be expensive. Yeah, because conmen can come with anything. And most people, because they are reluctant to go even to the land boards or to the... I think that's where they go wrong.
I'm thinking the government is supposed to take care of its people. And therefore, those people should not have bought those lands. So, and they should have given enough notice, even in the media, newspapers, and everything. Because okay, I heard they say there was an ad in the newspaper about the land, but some of us didn't see, and some of us don't read newspapers.
Unajua mimi am lucky niliona hiyo gazeti sababu nafanya kwa butchery. So nifunga nyama nikaona wakasema Syokimau we are coming, nikahama. Sasa watu wafanye kwa butchery, what are they doing?
I think these people who are built, they must have taken loans from the banks. And banks, if you take a loan, you have to secure through a title.
Yes.
And that title, where did they get those titles then? If they are fake. I hope when I hear from the clip that someone have searched it from the lands office. So, is that title genuine from the lands office?
Yeah, but coming to the demolition, vile wali demolish hizo houses. Do you think that was human?
Hii kwa human sababu hao watu wakupatiwa chance ya kujitetea, sababu walifanya procedure zote. So tuseme ni kama tuenda kwa failed state, sababu kama unaweza enda kwa hizo nini zote, hizo institutions zote na ukapata kila kitu, alafu mtu kuja kubomolea nyumba, hiyo ni kusema title yako si hiyo, ni karatasi tu siku hizi.
There's this guy who was 50 years old, asha retire, and then he has children. That was his children's, as in amesha prepare everything, and then one morning everything is destroyed. That is very wrong. I think the government should have first of all waited that whole thing to clear up.
If we can remember, history repeats itself. There was also the southern bypass. It's the southern on that side, yeah? And there were buildings which were being demolished. They were built on the road reserve. They had also claimed they were being financed. So you can see there is a tendency of sometimes people taking even when what they know might be wrong, but the way they did the demolition actually to us is very sad. And if somebody had been financed by a bank, then the bank, I don't know, but they ought to think how did they do their search, because also the bank must do its part. In Kenya, we know if you want to hide an information from somebody, just put it in the newspaper or in writing, because most people don't have a culture of reading, or put it in the Kenya Gazette. How many of us read the Kenya Gazette? Very few, yeah? So they should have come at least and put a big notice to tell people, if you're building here, you're building at your risk. So I think in both cases it's sad. Those people who genuinely went for a search should be compensated. But those people who bought and they don't have shares, they don't have what we call titles of those lands, they should have themselves to blame. But if you have a title, whether it's fake and approved by Mavoko, then I think the government should come in on a humanitarian ground and compensate those people.
The government should do an investigation to know who laid because either Nairobi City Council or Ministry of Land or Mavoko municipality, someone must have a problem there, because you cannot just issue fake title deeds to people, to investors, local investors, and they invest a lot of money by taking loans from the banks, and one day you just tell and you demolish the house because it is airport land. So the government should do a very thorough investigation. Then if they find that it's Mavoko which issues the title deeds or the Ministry of Land, then that ministry should be responsible to compensate those people who bought land in good faith and who have their searches and their titles and what have you, so that they should be compensated.
Hii tuliadvertisiwa, kulikuanga na pipes za maji, stima ilikuja, kwa hivyo kuna mtu responsible, kuna mtu anajulikana, huyu ndo alifanya hivi. So hao watu wako wana know how. So hao watu wanafaa wako responsible, wajue ile pesa itatoka, na government pia land sikwe, na mtu raundi tunafaa tutakuona mtu ameenda.
Mavoko Municipal Council, they are supposed to compensate these people, because like the way the minister quoted yesterday, at hizo maps zilikuwa zinaonekana Kenchik as you go to Mombasa. So I think the cartel is behind the Mavoko municipality. They are supposed to compensate those people.
Tunaweza fanya nini kama Kenyans ku avoid situation kama ili happen in Syokimau?
Local governments ziwekwe watu transparent. The whole issue is the local governments. Si mtu alikuja na title yake personal ati akauza. Hiyo ni local governments either ya Nairobi ama ya Mavoko. Those are the two corrupt, because those people who are there, they are in a hurry to accumulate their own wealth, so they divide plots which are for the government and then they sell to unsuspecting people. Yeah? So we need them to be transparent, and we need these people who genuinely bought from the Mavoko or the city council to be compensated fully.
When we get the money and we're ready to purchase a land, I think it is best for us to go to the lands offices first to inquire this thing, because sometimes I see these things happening even where I live. I live in Rongai. Sometimes somebody goes to buy a land, you find that this same title deed is being handled by 3-4 people who have bought the same piece of land. So there's a lot of corruption going on, especially on the land side. A lot of corruption going on. Even Honorable Orengo, I think he should really start working. I don't think he's really working, because Kenyans are losing quite huge a lot of money in land. So many. Like that guy was saying, I think he has relatives abroad. So they send him money, please invest for us, please buy a land, please build, only to watch from wherever they are. There's no house anymore. 8-bedroom house being brought down just in seconds. It's really sad.
The government should be ready to protect the people of Kenya, because we are relying on them, and there's not much we can do if they are not on our side. So they should be, like the Ministry of Lands should have detected that very early and warn people about the lands. and actually make sure that everybody has gotten the information. And also the other thing I'll tell the people of Kenya, or the common wananchis, that even as we should be solid and we should actually fight against corruption, because I think so many cases are happening on us because when one case comes it just goes. Scandal ingine inakuja inaenda. Scandal kama one of us was mentioning, scandal ya mahindi ilikuja ikaenda. Everybody does not know now what happened, or is the money brought back. Scandal ya education ilikuja imeenda. Many scandals, the Anglo leasing zilikuja zikaenda. We are paying a lot of money on taxes, and someone somewhere is misusing that money, or is just anajinufaisha yeye mwenyewe while the common mwananchi is suffering. So we should follow up on those cases. If any case comes out, in fact I'm urging the government to come up with sort of an anti-corruption unit, like the one they had. But now we should have people who are very strong. Okay, the like of Lumumba's, yes, but we should have another body which is very, very strong now, that should follow each and every case and make sure that that case does not go unattended.
Ile kitu naweza ajigava si kuangalia ma big fish. Juu hii shida yote imetokana na zile fish ndogo. Juu kule chini mashinani aziniani maparastato huko chini, shida inatokea huko. Alafu sasa shida ikitokea, ni scandal fulani ikitokea, huaga tunaangalia tu wale wako juu. Sasa tuseme for example kama kitu kihappen hapa, tunaanza insecurity, tunaanza kublame professor ya mathematics Saitoti, lakini sasa hiyo yeye yuko hapa, lakini kuna wale watu wako chini. So anyway, hatuwezi sema ati sana tunalilia gava sana, ingawaje pia sisi inafaa pia ukienda kununua land kama hiyo unakuwa umeangalia vizuri shida, uwezi kuwa unajua ni nani yuko right, kama yuko right ama yuko wrong. Alafu tena kitu kingine pia gava pia inafaa ikifikia mahali ione pengine umenunua mahali na umeanza kujenga, basi ungoje angalau ufike kosi ya 3 at least kwa ile foundation.
Wanakana unaona hii nyumba acha malize hii, tunakuja kubomoa hii
foundation. At least foundation mazee unaambiwa mazee land mazee iachie tu hapo, ndio at least ile machungu pia isi, unajua the more ni hizo makosa zinaendelea.
Bwana ngoja watu weke paint ya mwisho hivi unaona bulldozer ndio hiyo kama.
I think I can urge the government, we are not living in those centuries where everything was in paper. If we can go electronic, just like we are going to go electronic on voting in the years to come, land should be electronized. Let us not have this thing they are saying that the title is just a piece of paper. The government should come and make sure lands are registered and taken to electronically, so that when you come also to buy, that title will be seen on the computer. Those who are authorizing will not say it was fake. If we go electronic, we shall not go wrong.
Serikali mmesikia, please let's go electronic. Kama yani for example mngeka history kwa Facebook, muambie hawa watu we are coming to demolish. Wengine wana like wanaanza kujidemolishia themselves. Sasa ukiweka kwa gazeti na watu hata wasome hiyo gazeti really, but hiyo ni maoni ya watu hapa. Sisi tunaenda huko Syokimau on location kuchukua maoni yao, then we'll be right back.
Matatu juzi tumekuwa Kiang'ombe, tumekuwa saizi naona tunaelekea Ruben, nilikuwa nimesikia tena wanavunja mitumba. Kwa hivyo wajaribu kutuangalia, kwa sababu hii yote ni pesa na ni uchumi wa Kenya.
Sasa ubaya wanafanya jambo njema lakini kwa njia isiyofaa. Sababu kwanza kama wangejali maslahi ya hawa watu ndio wanawazuia, lakini wanawadhuru, unaona.
Tuseme kwa husika kama ilikuwa jeni kutoka kwa ministry na location kwa depending na nani alikuwa mwenye hiyo nini, haikuwa halali.
Kama walikuwa wameiwa kwa ina justified manner, hiyo demolition haikuwa inafaa.
Hiyo ndo maoni ya watu kwa street. We're going for a short break, but stay tuned, we'll be right back.